Hello, Unity friends and family. I'm Katrina from New Orleans, and I am so excited to be here with you today. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. So, today we are going to talk about being conscious creators, for that is what we teach here in Unity. And I truly believe that that is what we are here to experience on this planet, is the power that we possess as creators in our lives. And that creativity that you inherently have, that power that is within you, it all begins in your imagination. Albert Einstein said, quote, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress and giving birth to evolution." Giving birth to evolution, boy, I can't think of anything more important right now than being a part of the evolution on the planet and in our own lives. So, I remember when I was a little girl reading this story called Harold and the Purple Crown. Do you remember that story? Oh, it was such a great little story. So there's this little guy named Harold, and he decides to go for a walk one night, but when he steps out, it's dark. So he takes his big purple crown and he draws a moon in the sky so that he has light for his path. But then he realizes that there's no path. There's nothing to walk on. So he draws himself a path. And then as he journeys down his path, he draws everything that he wants to experience in his adventure that night. And the thing about this story that is so great is that it teaches us, especially children, about the power of your imagination that you inherently possess to create the kind of adventure that you want to have. Imagination is so powerful. In fact, Einstein once said, if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. And if you want your children to be more intelligent, just read them more fairy tales. Now, why would that be? Because they stimulate our imagination. This is one of our 12 powers. As you know, here in Unity, the Fillmores taught us about our 12 powers, these gifts that we have that are inherent within us that we can utilize at any point to become conscious creators in our lives. Now, Mr. Fillmore, Unity co-founder, Charles, as we affectionately call him, he talked a lot about imagination and the power of imagination that he had. And in one of the talks that he gave about 100 years ago, he talked about how we go off and daydream and imagine when we're children, and we're taught that it's just imagination, and this attitude belittles this power that we don't actually get at how amazing and important this power is in our lives, that we can really produce wonderful results if we treat the power of imagination seriously, because it's a great force and it has such value in the development of our character. Mr. Fillmore said, quote, "The infinite mind perfects. It puts life and love into our productions or pictures. Love draws things from the universal, but what gives it form? Imagination. As you see in your mind, so you become. As you see in your mind, so you become." How important is your imagination? Now, one of my favorite teachers, lecturers, authors from about 60 years ago, Neville Goddard. Oh, he loved to talk about imagination. Neville Goddard actually referred to imagination as God within you. Are we not told in Scripture, in Matthew and Mark, it says, with God, all things are possible? And are we not also told in Scripture that all things are possible to him or her who believes? It says in Mark chapter 9, verse 23. Scripture teaches us that the power that creates the entire universe is not outside of you, but it's within. And it's your human imagination that this creative power that is responsible for the entire universe is within you. All things exist in your human imagination. Goddard said, imagination is God within. It is that all-seeing eye, that mystical, metaphysical third eye that the mystics talk about in the ancient Vedic literature from India. You cannot see your imagination with your human eyes, for imagination is spirit, as God is spirit. You can only see the effects of your imagination, just like you can see the effect of the wind in the trees, but you can't see the wind. Imagination is God. Your imagination and your I am are one. Now you remember the I am. That's the God formula that Moses received, in the chapter in Exodus, the 3rd chapter, when Moses went to the burning bush and encountered God, and he said, "What is your name, God?" And God said, "I am that I am. I am that I am." So I am, that is the God within you. So I am, those are some of the most powerful words you're ever going to use. I am. Be sure that you only speak positively when you use those powerful words, I am, because I am and your imagination and the God within you are the same. They're all one. I am all imagination. I am spirit. I am God. Say that with me. I am all imagination. I am spirit. I am God. And God is your imagination. And imagination is that creative higher intelligence within you. And your reality begins in your imagination. So if the word God doesn't work for you, if you don't resonate with that word God, begin to imagine that God and your imagination are synonymous. And if all things are possible to God, and God is your imagination, then all things are possible for you too. Now, Mr. Fillmore taught us, when he taught us about these 12 powers that we have, these gifts, that the imagination center resides in the body, in the middle of your forehead, between your eyes. And what's so interesting is that in the Vedic literature from ancient India, the yogis called this the third eye. This is your mystical higher center of consciousness. This is the Christ consciousness within you. This is your I am. This is your God potential. This is the center of your imagination. And it enables us to see beyond what we can see with just our physical eyes. So to develop the power of imagination for your higher purposes, we concentrate our attention at the third eye. And this allows us to awaken that creative higher intelligence, to tap into that source, the infinite mind, your imagination. Go within. It's not outside of you. As you see in your mind, so you become. You are a powerful creator. And it all begins in your imagination. Now, from this beautiful little Unity booklet called The Courage to Imagine, the article I Am Creative talks about how creativity is not necessarily art or music, but it's our ingenuity and our invention and our imagination. And that creativity is the impetus for our journey of discovery. It's your purple crown. And it's our nature to seek out and fulfill that desire to express and be more. And when we are seeking creative outlets, the universe will respond. What you put out, you get back. When you tap into that imagination, it is amazing how the universe will show up to support you. For your soul is seeking to experience yourself on that spiritual level and to know the innate divinity within you. So that imagination raises you up so that you can connect with the source within, with your higher self. So you become more high vibrational when you get into that imagination state. And now you know, we are practical here at Unity, which I love because knowledge without experience is useless. So we've got to put this knowledge into practice in our life so that we can have the experience of being conscious creators. So if you want to tap into your imagination, most importantly, recognize that you are divine, that I am consciousness, the Christ consciousness, your higher self, your Buddha nature is within you. And we affirm that divine energy finds creative expression through me. Ah, that feels good. Let's say that again. Divine energy finds creative expression through me. I am a channel for that source, that creative energy to flow through me. Our second step for putting these principles into action is to imagine the possibilities. And our third step is to step forward in faith. One, recognize you're divine. That source is within you. You are the God, the I am. The power of your imagination, that creative potential is within you. When you realize that anything is possible, and then we go within and we just relax ourselves, center ourselves, connect with that third eye, your higher consciousness, go into that space in prayer or meditation or music or nature, however you connect, and then imagine the possibilities, for the possibilities are endless. And then step forward in faith. Go out there, take action on these imaginative ideas that come to you. As you see in your mind, so you become. This is how you become a conscious creator in your life. Now, this is really important, and I want to share just a little bit of research about the power of your imagination. So, you know, Olympic athletes use their imagination to give them that edge over the competition. Before they go into their event, they repeat over and over in their mind themselves going through the entire event, watching every action, seeing them successfully completing the event, using their imagination to see their success. Again and again, they go through it in their mind, and then when they get to the Olympics, they've got this edge because they can stay relaxed and focused. They're in that proper mental state. They've seen this event happen again and again. They've seen themselves taking that gold medal home. It helps them manage the physical discomfort, or it helps them increase their confidence to move past those little mistakes and to rebound after the event. In fact, research has shown that it improves their performance by 45% using the power of their imagination. It's just so astounding to me that we have this power within us, that we can be successful at anything that we put our mind to. For as you see in your mind, so you become. So to wrap this all up, Charles Fillmore taught that imagination is a great force. And he said, the infinite mind perfects. It puts life and love into our productions or pictures. Love draws things from the universal, but what gives it form? Imagination. As you see in your mind, so you become. And Neville Goddard, I love him, he said that imagination is that God within you. That your imagination and your I am, the Christ consciousness within, are one and the same. That I am a spirit having a human experience. That I am imagination. I am God. God is your imagination. Imagination is that creative, higher intelligence within you. And your imagination creates your reality. So when you use your imagination, you raise your frequency up to that high vibrational state where you connect with the source within you, the infinite mind, spirit, God, imagination, that higher intelligence, the infinite creative potential within you will come to you. So recognize your divinity, imagine the possibilities, and step forward in faith. I believe in you because you are a powerful, conscious creator. And so it is. Namaste.